good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Alternative Healthcare Career Group. Again, this is Dr. Mike Shuba, physical therapist, certified dementia practitioner. And yes, I am your Alternative Healthcare Career Coach. If you're watching live, please comment live. Watching on replay, please comment replay. But tonight we've got a special guest. But before I keep on going, I just would like to encourage you. I think we're streaming in our Facebook page, in our YouTube page, in our whatever page, our group, Alternative Career Group. We want that group to be awesome, to be great. But before I keep on going, I have this special quote for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see? Can you see this? If you can see it, type in "I can see it," because I want to know if you can see it or not. It says here, "Quit sharing your dreams with people who are sleeping on you." Quit sharing your dreams with people who are sleeping on you. Guess what? There are a lot of people around us. We got supportive people. We got people who are non-supportive, not really supportive. You got to be selective on the people that you share your dreams, because some people, they're just going to pull you down. A lot of people will just pull you down and be so negative, and that it's just going to pull you down. But there are a lot of people who are actually going to believe in you. So you got to be selective on those people who are actually you're sharing your dreams. There was a time I wanted to go to here in the States, United States of America, go out and vote, ladies and gentlemen. I don't vote. So United States of America, I was sharing that dream to my friends back home in the Philippines. You know what they told me? They told me, yo, don't go to the States. It's the economy is down, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? We're in the Philippines, We're a third world country. Why would I not go to the first world country? And then I was like, I want to go back to the States. I want to practice physical therapy. And I was working as a pharmaceutical rep that time. And those people who were telling me, hey, man, we're already good here. We're already pharmaceutical reps. That was my alternative career that time, ladies and gentlemen. And they were discouraging me. But because they were sleeping on my dream. They're sleeping. Quit sharing your dreams to those people who are sleeping on you, but share it on those people who are woke. Is that how you say it? Woke people, right? Just like LeBron James, he woke on the finals game and then he just beat the heck out of Miami Heat. You gotta be woke. Is that even right grammar, ladies and gentlemen? Woke or awake or whatever. But somebody said here, Facebook user said that he can see it, or she, or whatever. Thank you very much. But our episode for today is actually brought by HelloNote, ladies and gentlemen. So before I keep on going, and before I introduce our guest for tonight, I just want to show our sponsored ads for this night.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is our sponsored ad. This episode is brought to you by HelloNote. But speaking of that, speaking of the quote, is that how you say it? Quote, sharing, quit sharing your dreams. You know what? When I was starting this side hustle that I'm doing, the alternative career or the side hustle, seeing patients on the side at home, doing mobile PT, starting your own small outpatient clinic, I started sharing my dreams. And I was like, I shared my dreams to other, Filipino therapists, shared my dreams to, other, co-workers. They're like, no, it's so hard to start your own clinic. It's so hard to build Medicare. It's so hard, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? When I started using HelloNote, it was so easy. It was so easy. All I do is just, hey, Steve, do you mind adding this person on our, in our systems? Like, I don't even have to do anything. All I need to do is just show up and do the eval. Even with the billing, when I did my credentialing myself, it took me like 8 months, ladies and gentlemen. It took me 8 months to process my own credentialing. takes them a week, not a week, a month. And that's so, depending if you already have your credentials. So most of us here, we have credentials already, and it's so quick. So in relation, I think this quote here is really here for this topic for tonight. So our actual guest for tonight is actually the CEO of HelloNote. So I'm going to read the introduction without further ado, right? So I'm going to read it now, right? Okay. All right. Our guest for tonight is actually Steve Glukh. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. So he is the CEO of HelloNote. So if you got questions, ladies and gentlemen, on how to use HelloNote, this is the perfect time. It's actually an EMR focused on occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is not just an EMR. It's actually a support group. It's actually a team of people that's actually going to help you move on to your next level on how to start your own little practice. And this is actually perfect there. I quit sharing my dreams of starting my own clinic to other people. And I started sharing it to Steve, started sharing it to the people who actually believes in me. And guess what? I'm slowly growing, I'm slowly growing, and we're gonna keep on going. So today, Steve is gonna walk us through some features of HelloNote and share how this could save you hours of stress and reduce lost reimbursement. That's actually true. I'm reading it right now, but actually true. When I'm doing when I'm doing outpatient documentation before in the outpatient clinic that I was working for, I didn't know a thing. I was like, is this going to be a process or what? How do I submit this? Do I need to put in KX modifier or whatever? And with this team of people, Steve, I just text him. The rest of the people, their billing people, they're so supportive. So, well, without further ado, I'm going to bring in our special guest for tonight, Mr. Steven Glukh. Oh, there's some background music, right? So there you go. What is going on, sir? Could you please tell us where you're at right now? What do you do? And what is HelloNote? Please tell us about it. And of course, I share you my dream.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mike. Thank you for the introduction and having me on. So I am Steve Glukh. I am the CEO of HelloNote, and I'm also a practicing occupational therapist. I do a lot of mobile therapy, and I help with some clinics as well. So I know that aspect, which I feel is important because it allows me to understand the needs of therapists and business owners, clinic owners. So this way, HelloNote can actually be the support that you need to run your own practice. So that's a really good quote, Mike. I really love that because it's so true, especially in the entrepreneur world. We always, before I even started HelloNote, I wanted to run my own business. And a lot of people that you speak with, some of them are not supportive at all. They'll tell you, oh, it's too much work. Oh, I have a friend that runs a business. They don't sleep at night. And while that may be true, it's not something that you should just say, yeah, I don't want to try that. Because that may be your passion. Your passion may be the entrepreneur in you waiting to come out and build a successful business, which is one of the reasons we created HelloNote, is because we want to support those entrepreneurs to start their own practice. And what you said is true, Mike. I mean, if you surround yourself with people that are not supportive, they'll keep you running circles around them, and you're just always going to be stuck there. And that's just the way it is. So surrounding yourself with supportive people, supportive networks is a huge, and I can't emphasize that enough, because the reason I'm here today is because of others that were supportive. And so many clinic owners, therapists that I know today that are either successful or slowly getting successful are only there because there's somebody told them, try it, or help them. And unfortunately, not everyone's like that. And you have to be aware of that. Because if you're not aware of those that you're being surrounded with, for example, let's say you're working in a skilled nursing facility, and it's not an easy job there. I've worked there many years. I've done my share in skilled nursing, and it's tough. You spend so much time with the patients, with family members, with documentation, with administrative tasks that they'll throw on you. And it's really hard to think outside the box because you have to pay the bills. So you have that aspect. that you can't start your own practice because you have to have a job. But there's also therapists around you that are never going to tell you to try to start your own thing because they don't want to start their own thing for whatever reason. So it's really important, I feel like, that you need to surround yourself with either therapists or mentors, or right now all these Facebook groups that are out there, like Alternative Careers, and you have Next Level Group. There's so many of them. They are supportive and they have so many members in there that are willing to help. Whether it's from the billing perspective, like Tony Meritato, that helps so much with the Medicare credentialing aspect and just answering questions. And that seems to be like a huge stress factor for therapists, like the billing part, like that's what I just don't understand. I don't want to get involved in that. And you even mentioned that, Mike. People tell you, oh, the billing portion, like I don't want to get involved in that and so on, because you're not going to get paid. But at the end of the day, you will get paid. You just have to try. And if you try and you don't succeed, then at least you can ask somebody that's supportive and they will help you. And that's where HelloNote takes a part as well, because we do help you. We created HelloNote not only, we started for documentation because that was the core component that we wanted to solve in the industry, was too much documentation time. So we wanted to resolve that factor for therapists where they spend too much time on documentation. And I think we did a good job on that. Our documentation is more simplistic. There's a nice flow to it. You can save templates and so on. So, and we're always evolving as well. We're always taking feedback and we always want to make sure we're improving. And then we added more components to the system, such as scheduling, such as e-faxing, such as billing, a patient portal, telehealth. All these things come as the industry grows. It's not something that we just decided one day we're going to have all of these features. We want it to be a system that is a great fit for certain therapists. And we have really positive feedback. We take any constructive feedback as well. So if there's something that we need to improve on, we go back to the drawing board and we make it happen. We get some feedback. We do some QA. We work with our engineers. We make sure everything functions properly, and we release the updates as needed. So we are a support system. So regardless of which stage of your business you are in, we will help. We will get you to the right resources. Kara has a great group for Business Builder, and that's exactly what they do as well. They promote your business, they help you start your business, and they really take you from the bottom up. There's so many different opportunities out there, and it's a shame not to use those opportunities and those members of these groups to your advantage, because these are people that are willing to help, that were just like you. So we want to see more entrepreneurs out there. We want to help. And if you grow, we grow. That's the way we see it. So that's my take on entrepreneurship.
You know what? That is so true. I was writing down whatever you're writing down. You mentioned about, I mentioned billing and you mentioned billing. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you got to listen to what Steve said. Sometimes you have to learn how to delegate. Sometimes you have to learn how to trust the system. We're all therapists here, and let's face it, most of us therapists, we want to analyze everything, because that's what we went to school for. We went to school. We want to learn about how the heart flows, right? We want to know that the blood from the, whatever you call this, the right ventricle and the left ventricle needs to go to the whatever you call that, the aorta, and then everything and goes back there to the, you want that to the pulmonary system, and then to even the brain itself. We want to analyze it. But guess what? Same thing with running a car. Yes, you need to have a car, but you don't have to know every single details in the car. Yes, you want to know how the combustion system, you want to know the firing system for 3241. Do you need to know that? Yes, it's nice to know. But do you really need to know every single thing? The ratio of the mixture of the gasoline, the air, and the heat, the firing of the combustion inside the system? No. I mean, up until now, I don't know how my car stops automatically, because there's a car in front of it. Do I need to know? No. All I know is that it works, right? The break works when I want it to work. Same thing when you're starting a business. Yes, it's nice to know, but you don't have to know every single detail there. Just delegate it to a person who actually knows what they're doing. It's like changing it's nice to change the oil of your car. I mean, I can do it probably when I was younger. I can probably go under the car, but do I do it all the time? No. I would rather pay a guy, an expert here in Martin, Tennessee, 30, $40, change my car oil, tune it up, be done for like an hour or two. Boom. I get the benefit of it. Same thing when you're trying to start your own practice. It's nice to know, but you got to learn how to delegate it. I mean, some people, they still do pen and paper to save $45 of an EMR. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would rather pay a $45. How much are you charging, Steve, for the EMR? It depends.
Yeah, it depends on your situation. Our therapist user is $45, and if you want to add, for example, billing to it, you're paying $50 a month. So for all inclusive, for example, one of our most popular packages with entrepreneurs is the $45 EMR. We waive your administrative fee, and you pay $50 a month for billing. So, one billable claim per month, covers your whole EMR cost, and that's why we decided on this price, because it's just a fair price for everybody, and you can't argue with that price. There's no, there's no haggling, because if you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to haggle on a price that you're going to spend one visit and knock off your whole EMR and billing system. So again, entrepreneurship is all about, you don't want to step over dollars to collect pennies, right? So you want to make sure that and there's nothing wrong with making a budget. That's really important as well in the entrepreneurship world, because that's part of being an entrepreneur. You want to make sure everything is flowing per your budget. You don't want to exceed your budget. So we try to do our best. We make it fair. And I really like what the word Mike used is delegate. So that's important.
There you go. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Steve. Well, for those people who are watching live, please comment live. We want to know if you're watching live, right? We got 12 people watching. Thank you, 12 people who are watching, whether you are in YouTube, Facebook, or whatever in the group. Please comment live, or if you're watching on a replay, please comment replay. And check out the website, HelloNote.com, HelloNote.com. And anyway, I also like what Steve said about finding a group. I was writing things down. Finding a group, ladies and gentlemen, not just our group here. Our group is just so big that it's so diverse, and sometimes we don't know what we're doing because it's a lot, right? Some people argue in the group, but you gotta find a small group. Actually a small group, mastermind group, wherein you could actually talk one-on-one with that person and bring out the best in you, like an accountability partner. Is that what you call accountability partner? And in that way, they could call you out. I mean, I have a speaker coach, and he would watch me every now and then. Michael, I think you need to raise up your energy. I think you need to do this. I need to do that. And I'm like, okay, sir. I have an author coach. If I wanted to publish a book, I need to talk to my author coach, and he helps me how to find, and publish a book. And same thing when you're wanting to start your own business. You need to find a support group of people that are actually, on the same path like what you're doing. Like the Therapy Business Builder, Steve Glukh's EMR, Anthony Maritato, guys. It's just full of knowledge on how he does the billing. I mean, I don't know anything about billing, ladies and gentlemen. But does that stop me from pushing forward and seeing my patients on the side? No. Emily here is saying she is here. Thank you very much, Emily Jenkins. We appreciate you for watching. And there's a question here, Steve. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to show it. Steve, do you have anything like a certified partner program for virtual assistants, practice manager, who would be interested in assisting providers with implementing and maintaining HelloNote? Oh, gosh. That's a great question, Emily. And we are actually working on that too. But Steve, do you mind answering that?
That's a great question. So from what I'm gathering from the question, you're asking if there's a certain VAs or something that can help implement HelloNote for you to do all the setup and just do the daily day-to-day operations for it. So it is something that we are planning to offer, and we do training. So one of the components of HelloNote is training, and I think that's one of the topics we also wanted to discuss. But I guess this is a good segue into this topic is training. So what happens when you sign up to HelloNote? Are you left to just learn the system on your own? Do you get a tutorial? What is it? But that's the most common question we have before a user decides to sign up. And the answer is we give you so many resources to learn the system, including on your first day that you go live with the system, we actually provide you someone to call you and train you on the system. So this is a system overview where it's a screen share. It's with a live person. So it's not a recording that we just send you. It's a live person that works with you. And they go over the system with your account in front of you. So this way, it's not just like a sample account. It's your account. So they show you how to navigate the system. They give you some tips and tricks. And they do enough to make you not get overwhelmed. And we also had to learn on what that limit was, because initially we wanted to show you everything, but that's not possible. We learned that after having to redo trainings and do more and more trainings, we decided to split it up. So it's a smarter approach for both sides, because this way we don't overwhelm you, and this way you have a chance to actually use the system and then put what we taught you to use. And after you get comfortable with it, after you put in your first patient, we actually schedule a second training. So this way you can ask any questions that you have, and you're trained at a pace where it makes sense for you. And you can reach out to us at any point. If you want to do your second training next day, perfect. If you want to do it in a couple of days, fine. If you want to do it in a week, month, it's up to you. We're not pushy on that part. We just want to make sure you have a nice learning curve. So these trainings, a lot of times, they are actually with the clinic owner and other members of your team. So if you need someone to be trained, that's perfectly fine. We have opportunity for more than just one person to join and listen in. If you need additional training, we provide that. And we are looking to add a more of a support role for clinic owners, so you don't have to hire somebody. We take care of it from our side. So if you need someone to send planning cares out on your behalf, they'll do that. If you need someone to do follow-up calls, they'll do that. Currently for billing, we have managed billing. So you can delegate your billing, fully delegate it to HelloNote and Billing Nerds. And we work together to make sure your billing is done on time, on a scheduled basis, and your payments are posted. So that's a great question. We are looking always to add more features to HelloNote. We always learn from questions like these as well. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for answering that question, Steve. I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And like what Steve said, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have a team. You can't do it all. And same thing with me. I cannot do it all. We have to hire PTAs and some therapists to actually grow our business. And with regards to training, we as business owners, we are not technically employees. Sometimes, how do I say this in a nice way? Sometimes we were once spoiled as a therapist. When we were starting up, like let's just say, where did I go? Let's just say, when we're starting as therapists, we were like in demand, right? Because we made the money in our facility, right? And what happens that we got the signing bonus, okay, let's do some more training. Let's do this, and then we got like all this training all the time. But you as a business owner, sometimes you can't train yourself. You just have to learn along the way. In my case, I think I did 1 or 2 videos with Steve, and I had to learn along the way. Up until now, I don't know how to schedule stuff in the whatever you call that, HelloNote. It's not that I don't know how to use it, but we still use pen and paper or pencil and paper. But technically I don't know everything inside HelloNote yet, but I've been using it for a while, right, Steve? And the key here is learning how to use it and learn along the way. And that's what the entrepreneurial thing is. When you're an entrepreneur, you learn along the way. You don't know it all already. If you know it all, you're like Jeff Bezos
Mhm.
or whatever Tesla guy, you know. But we're all learning along the way.
Yeah.
And if you really want to achieve that next level of being an entrepreneur, starting your own side hustle, you will have to learn along the way. Remember, I posted it somewhere in our group. What you call this? Traditional education will make you a living. Traditional education will make you a living. There's nothing wrong going back to your doctorate degree, getting back your master's, bachelor's, but self education will make you a fortune. If you self educate yourself, whether it's learning the EMR, starting your entrepreneurial journey, you'll make a fortune, ladies and gentlemen. Steve, I'm going to bring back the question to you, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, I got a question. I got some questions for you. So,
Sure.
why HelloNote? Why HelloNote? Are there any other EMRs out there that you recommend? I don't know. And then, how can we start our side hustle, sir? I mean, I know. I mean, it's a big question, but what will be our first start? Our first step.
Good question. So look, what I tell everybody, there's many EMRs out there, and it's up to you to choose the EMR that you feel is a best fit for you in your practice. So you don't want to pick an EMR just because someone sold you, a salesperson on the other line sold you, because they gave you a discount or a month free or whatever it is, because the consequences of that are huge. If you are building a business and you choose the wrong EMR, it's such a hassle to learn the system and then have to switch. So not every EMR is a right fit for you. You know, it's about doing a demo. It's about seeing the system and deciding, yes, that looks like a great fit for me. So do your demos. You can go to HelloNote.com. There's a schedule demo button. You can message me. There's plenty of resources out there for you to schedule a demo, and we'll gladly schedule a demo for you. That's your first step in deciding which EMR works for you. Now, once again, there's many EMR systems, and we just want you to make a educated decision, not because you just decided to pick up the phone, call us, and say, sign me up. This is an investment. This is an investment for you and your business. So, we'll help you along the way. That's one of the key elements of HelloNote, of why HelloNote, is because we're a support system for you. You're not just a client for us. We want the long-term commitment from our clients, because we know that if you grow, we grow. And that's the way we've always seen it. That's the way we still see it. And that's our vision for the future. We want to make sure we see you grow. So, and that's a big statement, because in order for you to grow, we have to do our part. And we get questions all the time on whether it's how to start a business, how to improve your business, how to get more clientele, how to do billing. Those questions come our way, and we answer them. If we can't answer them, we'll point you in a direction of who can answer you. And just like Mike said, there's so much to learn, and we want you to take it at your own pace. So if you sign up and right now your number one priority is seeing a patient and billing, that's what you learn. You learn how to put in a patient, do your documentation, and send out the bill through the clearinghouse. And we teach you that. If your priority is scheduling patients, cash-based patients, for example, processing credit cards, putting them into the system, sending appointment reminders, then that's your priority. We'll help you. We'll set you up on that. So everyone is different along all sides, along all spectrums of the life of their business. So regardless if you're a new business owner, if you're already a seasoned business owner, or you're looking to expand your business, we are your partner in service. You're not just a client. You're not just a number to us. So we'll help you with that. And going back to the training question, not only do we schedule trainings, we actually give you videos to watch, video tutorials, and we give you a user guide as well. So that's something that a lot of people like, because sometimes during a call, they don't get to ask. Not that they don't want to ask, they just don't know what to ask. So it's nice to have a review with the video in front of them. So that's one of the reasons why HelloNote is who we are, is that we are your partner in service, and we want to keep that personability between HelloNote and our clients.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is such a powerful answer there, ladies and gentlemen. But before we keep on going, Steve, I just would like to give a special shout out to Russo Therapeutics LLC. Thank you very much. And he said, or she said, that will be awesome, Steve. Thank you very much. But before we keep on going, we are just going on a quick break. We'll be back in a few seconds.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our show, Alternative Healthcare Career Show. If you're watching live, please comment live again. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay. Today, we are interviewing the CEO of HelloNote. But before we bring him back, another quick sponsored ad for you, ladies and gentlemen.
A new rehab device is changing lives in physical therapy and possibly impacting those with debilitating diseases.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running.
The first day they put a new gait on me, I immediately felt my leg again.
An invention geared towards athletes has inspired a new tool for physical therapy throughout the UP.
TV6's Nicole Buckman has more on the life-changing new gait device.
Improving therapy outcomes and restoring hope to patients. The NewGate is a patented wearable harness system comprised of shoulder straps, a waist belt, and limb straps, all interconnected by strategically placed elastic bands.
There was a point where I just wanted to stop and give up. The new gate kind of gave me that hope again.
A patient introduced me to the new gate. Clicked right away that it would make sense. I've been using it with patients on a regular basis ever since.
We're a team who cares in a way that is maybe unique for this day that we live in. And there's something within me that is really fulfilled by working on this project and watching what it can do.
All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show. You got to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. TheNewGate.com. They got this 30-day free trial. Well, you know what? My wheels are already turning. We're opening up, an actual outpatient clinic. We have a setup in an assisted living, but we are not open to the public, right? Because we're only able to serve that facility. So now we're opening up an actual outpatient clinic, and I'm thinking using the new gate with all like a group exercise with patients who are using the new gate. Man, that would be so amazing. So, you got a group exercise session with the same kind of diagnosis, whatever, Parkinson's or whatever, weakness group. And they're all wearing the new gate. And you got, they're exercising with the new gate. Bam. And you can use HelloNote for your EMR. So speaking of HelloNote, we got our guest, Steve. But before I bring him back, I like those words that he mentioned before we went on a commercial break. He mentioned about the word investment. You gotta learn how to invest in yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Not just in your business, but also in yourself. You gotta learn how to invest. The $45 a month of EMR. That's an investment. That's an investment for you to start your own small little business. And that small little business will eventually be a bigger business. And I like one of the, one of our Facebook user. I know this is Yolanda. She said, HelloNote gives me confidence with my EMR and billing needs. Billing needs. The support you get is priceless. That is so true, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not just me talking. This is another person here. And Steve mentioned here, you're not just the client. When you grow, they also grow. You're not just a client. When I call Steve, he would, answer all these questions. So it's not because I use it. It's because it's actually a family. When you have a family backing you up, it supports you. Guess what? You actually grow. All right, let's bring him back. Steve, you're back here. Thank you very much, brother, for coming over. We got Steve Glukh for CEO of HelloNote. Steve, could you share us how simple, the simple background of HelloNote, how we can log in or what it looks like? Is it user friendly or whatever? Could you share that to us?
Sure, absolutely.
Are you able to share that?
Yep. So I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you a little some functionalities of the system. So let's share my screen here. Share. Okay. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yep.
You see it? Okay, perfect. So this is the main interface of HelloNote after you log in, of course. We try to make our system as user-friendly as possible, as intuitive as possible. And this was done about 8 years ago when we started HelloNote. So the way we try to lay it out is to have your top-level navigation buttons above, so you can have the patient, the schedule, the billing, reports, and settings option. Then you have your sub-tabs here. So this way, depending whichever patient you click on, that's the patient that you're on, which is pretty cool because you don't have to click multiple different screens to open up patient information. You simply click and it's going to bring you to patient information. And we, of course, store everything from first names, last names, addresses, phone numbers, the status of the patient, any primary care physicians, emergency contact, referral information. And we also have something cool here. One of my favorite features is called the events. So I'll show you how this works. You can add a new event to a patient and you label it whatever you need. Let's say it's a communication note. And you type in a description, something like eligibility checked, patient has been scheduled for OT, something like that. You can be as creative, as descriptive as you want. And then you can put a reminder date and time. So reminder date and time could be maybe in a week. Okay, and then you choose, you don't choose the author, it's going to stamp the author. So if I press save, for example, it's going to save me as the author, and I can always review this later on. And this is great when you have more than one user in HelloNote. So this way you can track who created an event, and then you can actually get reminded on the remind date. You can use this for example, for Planet Cares, for home health episodes, that you call the insurance company, got authorization numbers. It's a really nice feature that I feel is highly utilized now from a lot of our clients. So
I think I need to start using that, Steve.
Yeah, there you go.
Verbally reminding my staff, hey, could you fax this? Could you? Is that where I put that in?
Yeah, you can set this up and set a reminder, and then it'll pop up on the screen that this event is due. So that's the nice part about this is it doesn't matter what you want to be reminded of. You just put it in the description, and it will remind you.
Oh gosh.
So I do recommend that. Yeah, no, it's a nice feature. I highly recommend that because before we came up with this feature, everything was on kind of like pen and paper on a Word document somewhere, and it was hard to manage. So we decided to put it right into the system.
Yeah.
Yep. And on the top here, so you also get some latest updates from us. So if there's anything that we added recently, you'll see that. We also email you when there's system updates, so you can see that as well. There's a few links here. We actually are working on a home exercise program with another company for integration. So we should have that released towards the end of this month, I hope. So that's going to be pretty cool. You can fax a referral request. So this is another huge thing that a lot of feedback came in for us and we developed. So I can choose whichever doctor I want, and then I can attach a cover letter.
Yep.
So let's say patient would benefit from skilled PT. Please send a referral, whatever it is. And all you need to do is press send. That's really it. We already know the fax number because you set that up in your system on your side of the settings.
I have a question there.
Yes.
How can we edit the check thing. You know, 'cause I tried faxing it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I wanted to add some more, like in my case, it's dementia. How can
Mm-hmm.
I add that? So.
You mean to the referral request?
Mm-hmm.
So the referral request is it's meant
It's
more
generic, right?
generic. So this way it gets the doctor's attention. And usually what I recommend is have the doctor always check off eval and treat, because at the end of the day, you are the therapist that's going to be evaluating this person. So many times when you request a referral, you already have an idea of what they need. So the document that they get is, of course, going to give them like a comment box and the signature, of course, frequency and duration. But the plan of care is really what matters. And that's what I'm going to show you next.
Okay.
So the plan of care. So for example, so before I go into that, I don't want to get too much ahead. Let's go through some of these tabs as well. So you also have an insurance tab. And this is where you collect all the insurance information from the patient. That includes the primary insurance, secondary, employer information, any payment information like co-payments, co-insurances, deductibles, and of course, any authorizations. So you can set that up within the system. You also have a payments tab. So payments were linked with a credit card processing company, and you can charge their credit cards directly through here. So we don't store credit cards, but we allow you to process it directly from here.
From there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from here. So you see where the credit card option is. So you just type in the credit card number. It's going to turn red, of course, if it's not a real credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can submit the payment. So that's nifty.
Where does the payment go?
It goes through our credit card processing vendor. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We'll sign you up, and then we connect both accounts so you can have this feature. And then it goes through because you're going to sign up with the company. So that's important. Then we also have a visits tab, and this allows you to print receipts, see if there's patients that owe you balances, things like that. And then finally, the notes tab. So notes allow you to create cases. So for example, let's say I'm an OT right now and I want to add a case for an evaluation. So I simply press add case. I title my case. So let's call this OT case 2020. We have different profiles, which is also pretty cool. Default is your regular template that we give you a lot of drop-down boxes, a lot of pointers of what you should be doing for insurances, including Medicare. So this way you hit all the guidelines, like prior level of function, following the 8-minute rule, things like that. We also work with pediatrics. There's a basic template. So we do have a lot of clients that are cash-based, and they don't care about all these guidelines. They just want a simplistic kind of a SOAP note. So basic would be their option. And then we have a new profile called billing. And billing is for those clients, and there are still many of these clients that they don't want to use an EMR for documentation. They just want to use the EMR for keeping track of patients, kind of like a content or patient management system. They want to just put in the patients in the system, utilize all the nice features like appointment reminders, reporting, scheduling, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then they just want to put in billing data, like how much units they build and so on. So that's also a nice available option too. Then you select, of course, insurance. So whatever it is, Medicare, you can select the secondary insurance like Aetna. You choose the referring provider, the assigned therapist, for example. So we can select like support team. Let's see. And then you have a few different options on the bottom. And you could select Med B as your case type, which is a huge advantage because we apply Medicare B guidelines right to your case. So this way it flags anything that we notice that you're not following. It's going to flag it and tell you, hey, you missed this portion. So this way it makes it nice and defensible for your documentation. You can also apply KX modifiers, cap start. So if you check the patient's eligibility and they already met some type, maybe they're $1,000 in or something like that, you can put 1,000 in here and then choose place of service and let's say home and press create. So once I create this case, now it's here. All I need to do is press on the open button on the folder. It's going to bring me inside, and that's when I can click new note and start my documentation. So I'll save the documentation piece for another time because that's a whole new category. But I want to mention Planet Cares as well, because you can fax Planet Cares right from our system. You don't have to create a separate document for Planet Cares. Mike, you know this. So when you create an evaluation, you don't have to go and create a separate Planet Care for it, right? You have all of that already done. So we derive the Planet Care right from your eval note. So that makes things really easy, fast, and functional. So it saves you time as well.
I really like that feature. Once I'm done with the eval, all I need to do is just click fax, because before we would print it out and actually go to the fax machine and then fax it to the physician, right? Now it's just like after the eval itself, it's right there. I click fax to the doctor, and then boom. Obviously, it depends if they fax it back to you, but you already done your part. So it's so user friendly. And the key here is you just have to take action, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to take action. Just like I always say this, just like driving a car. You got the best car in the world. You got the Mercedes Benz. I wish I drive a Mercedes Benz. You got the gasoline in. You got your GPS in, but it's not going to take you anywhere if you don't actually drive or sit down on that actual driver's seat and actually press on the pedal. Yes, you need to have your driver's license. Yes, you need training from HelloNote, but it's not going to take you to your next destination if you don't sit down on that driver's seat and start driving it forward. Yes, there are a lot of risk. There's some risk, the other drivers around you, your passenger, your wife, or whoever, your kids behind you, other drivers around, your old rowdy driver, especially in New York there, Steve, right? But does that stop you from pushing forward and driving to your destination and opening up your small practice, being the best that you can be? No, just keep on pushing forward. Thank you very much for sharing that, Steve.
Sure.
Steve, do you still need your stream, your share screen?
So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of give like a little glimpse of the system, but definitely schedule a demo if you're interested. If you're serious about starting a business, schedule a demo. We'll gladly set one up for you. And you don't have to make a decision now either. If you just want to see a demo and you're preparing your next steps, that's perfectly fine as well. So you don't want to do it last minute, because it's one of the things I hear from other entrepreneurs is they do things last minute and then things topple on them and they didn't make the right decision. So always make sure you leave plenty of time for your best educated judgment on which system you go with. And that also includes how you're going to run the business as well, including what type of business. And that's another thing I hear from entrepreneurs that are starting their own clinic. They didn't do enough research on the type of business they want to start. And then they started just something that it didn't work out for them because they didn't have a passion for that. And it's okay. That's part of entrepreneurship. So let me stop this. I'll come back to you, Mike. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. I like what you said. You got to learn how to plan, and you don't want to start your EMR on the last minute when you're already seeing a patient, and last minute you're cramming. What kind of EMR am I going to use? Because patient, ladies and gentlemen, is always there. Stop thinking like a scarcity mentality. I'm just going to get this EMR when I have my first patient. No, you get this as early as now, train on it, practice on it. And then once your patient comes, then you're already ready. Just like, again, I'm going to go back to driving again. You will eventually have to learn how to drive. Might as well practice now, right? Practice now. And I like what Steve said about taking it at your own pace. Some people, when they start their business, some people, it's like, again, driving. Some people, they're like naturally inclined to drive. My daughter right now, I'm teaching how to drive. It's like she's like just learning how to drive. And yes, she doesn't know how to turn yet, eating that lane and everything. But eventually she's going to learn it. And same thing with starting a business. Same thing with HelloNote. This is not going to be a smooth ride. You're going to have some hiccups along the way. I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's not a perfect EMR, but if you own it and embrace it, just like your car isn't perfect, ladies and gentlemen, except for Steve's car. I know he's driving a fancy car. You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
I mean, every car that I own, you personalize it. It's not a perfect car for somebody else. Same thing with an EMR. It may not be the perfect EMR for somebody else, but right now it's perfect for me. I like it. I love it. And because I still do Oasis, right? And I still do a regular PT eval for some other agencies, and it's so hard to compare it to HelloNote because HelloNote is much easier to use, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Steve. Before I know I'm eating up too much of your time, man.
No, good.
Any last parting wisdom for our audience right now? Some wisdom? Give us some wisdom, sir. Wisdom from New York.
I just want to go back to what you said about perfect EMR. So there's no such thing as a perfect EMR. Even if you build your own EMR, by the time you're done with it, it's not going to be perfect anymore. So, and the reason I want to go back to this word of perfect is because I speak with a lot of other entrepreneurs, regardless of the space they're in. It could be healthcare, it could be technology space, or just retail space. And some of them sometimes mention to me, oh, they have a perfect business. And I always think about that, and I just don't understand the concept of calling anything perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. Maybe it's perfect for you, but I think you're just saying that because it's your business. But you have to look on the other end of what clients, how they see you. So it's really hard to get to a perfect state. And I don't even think that it's possible to get to perfect. And that word shouldn't be part of your vision or vocabulary when you're running a business, because there's a quote called perfect is the enemy of the good. And because as you're trying to get something perfect, you are kind of pushing the good out of the way. And that's all you really want to try to maintain to be. So, and that's what HelloNote is about. As much as we try to add new features, as much as we try to be the best we can be, we know there's clients out there that just don't see us as a good fit. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we want the clients that value us, because those are the clients that make us stronger, like Mike. When he signed up to HelloNote, he didn't know much about the business. He didn't know much about the EMR, but he looked at the EMR. He said, this looks great. He used it. He gave us some really positive feedback and constructive feedback as well. We'll take that. We have a whole team that we work with in HelloNote, and we try to improve our system. And improvement is part of the process. And if you're trying to be perfect, that means you're not improving. You're just trying to make perfect the one or two features that you have in your system. But HelloNote is also about innovation, and we try to implement new features that you can delegate in the system without having to pay somebody else, because this feature is like, wow, I can use this in the system. I don't have to pay for this other program. I don't have to hire somebody, and so on. So, and part of innovation is building and working on new features, and you're never going to get perfect because you're always striving to increase your features to accommodate the needs of the field. So please schedule a demo. We'll show you what we have in our system. We'd love to have you as a partner of service in HelloNote. And and anything you need from us, we'll always make sure we answer your question. And if we cannot answer it, we will definitely point you in a direction of someone who can answer it.
Oh, wow. That is very powerful, Steve. Thank you very much for pointing that out. That remove that word perfect in your vocabulary, ladies and gentlemen. We're all therapists here. We want everything perfect, right? But guess what? Progress over perfection, ladies and gentlemen. I would rather see you progress in your career, progress in your business, progress in your life, ladies and gentlemen, than achieving perfection. Like what Steve said, nobody's perfect, obviously, except for God Himself. You know what I mean? It's a
Exactly.
different story, but you know what I mean. But when we are focused on perfection, we're like, oh, we need 100% all the time. We're gonna push 110% for everything. Well, guess what? That's actually, looking for ways not to actually implement what you're supposed to do. Up until now, I still make mistakes. I still call Steve. Hey, Steve, am I doing this right? Yeah, Michael. Best practice is you have to do this. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Same thing with my book. I got like several published books, 8 published books and counting. The first, very first book, I had an author who looked at it. I have a what do you call this editor who looked at it, not just a Filipino editor, an actual American editor. I even have somebody read the book and translated this an audiobook. I gave it to one of my patients recently, who's an English teacher. She still saw some mistakes. But did that stop me from publishing my very first book? No. You learn along the way, you adapt, you adjust, and that's what Steve is here for. He's here to help us how to achieve not perfection, but progression in your business and in your career. Again, Steve, thank you very much. Appreciate you for your time, for your effort, for all the stuff that you do for not only for our group but also for me, man. I mean, it's just coming from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. I mean, of course, with Anthony's help and Kara's help and everybody's help, Emma.
Team effort.
But a big part of my success is from HelloNote. So thank you very much. I think somebody's commenting here. Russo from Russo Therapeutics. I can wait for HelloNote to add someone to help me track the plan of care and make the MD follow up. Actually, that is what my VA team is for. We're trying to hire a group of VAs to do this for us. And we're going to talk about that too soon, right, Steve? So we're going to do that. Hopefully, we can provide that service to you. But again, Steve, any last parting wisdom? I know you're busy, but I want to squeeze everything from you, man. Just want to get your brain, and use it here. So, any last parting wisdom? I know I asked you that, but where can you reach you? What's the website again? And then, yes, please. Mm-hmm.
And thank you for those comments, Mike. It really means a lot. So when someone says that they're thanking HelloNote for getting them to the point where they are, it really means a lot, because it means we are on the right track of our vision. Because that's exactly why we started HelloNote. We wanted those therapists to come out and say, I was able to start my own business, and I had a support team to go along with it. So thank you, Mike. Definitely appreciate that. And you can always message me on Facebook and reach us hellonote.com. You could email hello@hellonote.com if you have any questions about the system or scheduling a demo, or call us as well. We'll be happy to answer your questions and, of course, get you a demo. And if it's something that you see is a product that you can use, we would love that. So thank you. Thanks again, Mike. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And always stay positive. Nothing is easy, especially in the beginning. So do your best, and we'll help you as much as we can to get you where you need to be.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you. Check out HelloNote, hellonote.com. Their email is hello@hellonote.com. So nice, right? HelloNote. Right? It's like, it's just make you smile. But I like what Steve said. It's not going to be easy. Even the life right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard. But you know what? Tough times doesn't last, but tough people do. And all of us here in our group, therapists, we're all tough people here. We've seen patients come and go. We've seen patients who are the worst patient, and we're still doing it. And we're all tough here. So that's my special challenge for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Keep toughing it out. But before I let you go, always remember the word FAST. FAST. Letter F Find friends that will push you to your next level because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? You hang out with awesome people, guess what? You're going to be awesome. If you hang out with people who are complaining in life, guess what? You're gonna end up complaining in life too. You hang out in a barber shop, one way or another, you're gonna have a haircut like this. I hang out in a barber shop over the weekend. I was like, I didn't want to do anything. Hang out and then, gosh, I got a haircut, right? So very, very selectively choose the people that you hang out with. Just like the quote I showed you this earlier. It's very, very selectively. Find friends that will push you to your next level. Next letter is letter A. You gotta learn how to take action. All this stuff that we're doing, it's not going to do you good. It's not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Steve good. Talking to him for an hour, if you guys don't take action. Take action by reaching out to HelloNote. Email them, hello@hellonote.com, or just check out their website. So take action, right? Next letter in the word fast is letter S. Shoot for the moon. Why? Because if you keep shooting for the moon, you're going to miss it. But once you miss it, guys, you're going to land it with the stars. Tonight, I landed with the stars with Steve. I feel like I'm a star too because he's the star, right? And last but not the least, letter T. It's not timeout. There's no time for timeout right now, ladies and gentlemen. The key here is, letter T is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. And that's the reason why Steve is here. He's teaching us how to be a better entrepreneur, better person, how to really understand the business of therapy. All right. I wish you all the best. We will see you again next Thursday, same time, same channel, and we will see you around Alternative Healthcare Career Group. Bye-bye.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.